My brother died in prison on a Tuesday, and at the funeral, my father wept harder than I had ever seen a man weep. For 9 years, I'd told myself those were the tears of a family that earned them. Eli got behind the wheel drunk, killed a 27-year-old woman, and drove away, and every one of us turned our backs. Then I cleaned out my father's study and found the photograph he'd kept locked in the bottom drawer. It was a police shot of the wrecked car, and the driver's seat was shoved all the way forward to its final notch. My brother was 6'1". He could no more drive with that seat jammed forward than fold himself into a suitcase. I stood in my father's study, holding a photo of a thing that could not be true, and the question I'd buried for 9 years clawed its way back up. If Eli wasn't driving the car that killed Madison Reyes, who was? I should tell you who we were. My father is Judge Harlan Cole, 22 years on the district bench, his name carved over the courthouse doors downtown. People stood when he entered a room. So when Eli, 3 years younger than me, the screw-up, 1 DUI already on his record, confessed to the hit and run, the town's sympathy didn't go first to the dead woman's family. It went to the judge. "Imagine," they whispered, "his own son." I believed it too. That's the part I can't put down. The car was Dad's old Buick. Eli had borrowed it that night, the way he borrowed everything. A witness saw a young man behind the wheel. There was Eli's prior. My father hired the defense attorney himself, and that lawyer spent more energy talking Eli out of a trial than into one. And there was Eli, 3 days later, leaning toward the glass between us and telling me to stop asking questions, that he'd done it, that I should look after his baby girl. So I stopped. I let my brother become the family's shame, and I let my father become its martyr. The photograph changed the shape of everything. I'm a medical records coordinator at St. Brendan's. I spend my days matching dates to bodies, and the second I saw that seat, I knew where to look next. In the same locked drawer, beneath the crash photos, was a manila envelope. Inside was my father's own emergency room discharge summary. Date of service: the night Madison died. Diagnosis: fractured left clavicle and sternal contusion. I sat down hard. A broken collarbone across the left chest, a bruised breastbone. I'd processed 100 crash files. That is the exact signature of a driver thrown against a seatbelt and a steering column. My father had told us he'd slipped in the garage that week. He'd worn the sling to Eli's arraignment. He'd rested his good hand on my shoulder while the other arm hung broken from the night he killed a woman, and let his son raise his hand and say it was me. For 1 cowardly hour, I tried to make it someone else. Marisol, Eli's girlfriend, in the car that night, small enough to need the seat pulled forward. Maybe Eli had covered for the mother of his child. I almost let myself believe it, because believing it meant my father had only watched, not steered. But Marisol walked away from that crash without a scratch. I'd seen her at the funeral, whole. The driver broke a collarbone on the belt. Only one person we knew came home that week with his chest strapped and his arm in a sling. The man who raised us to tell the truth. I understood the rest the way you understand a sentence in a language you used to speak. My father, 3 drinks deep, leaving the country club in his own Buick. The woman in the dark. The panic of a man with a robe and a reputation, and 22 years of other people's verdicts behind him. And then Eli, already broken, already the disappointment, already certain no jury would take his word over a judge's. Eli, who Dad swore he'd protect, who Dad promised would have his daughter raised and his family kept whole. If he just said the words. He said the words. My father led him. Then my father stood at the courthouse he owned and accepted casseroles. Eli wrote me 11 letters from prison. I never opened one. I was too busy being ashamed of him. I opened them that night. He never once claimed he was innocent. He only asked, in every letter, whether Nora was happy, whether Dad was keeping his promise, whether his little girl knew her father loved her. My father had sworn to raise Nora as his own. Instead, he'd handed her to the foster system inside a year and told the town that Marisol couldn't cope. He hadn't even paid the price he'd charged for his son's life. I did not scream at him. I'd grown up watching my father dismantle people who screamed. Rage was a language he won in. So I made an appointment, the way you would with any judge. I sat across his desk and laid the crash photo down, then the discharge summary beside it, squared to the edge the way he liked things squared. "You slipped in the garage," I said. "Tell me again." He looked at the papers a long time. Then he tried the fall, the Buick's bad seat track, a coroner who must have erred. He was good. He'd had 9 years and a lifetime on the bench to be good. I let him finish. Then I told him the date on the discharge summary, and the time, and the name of the ER doctor who would be very surprised to hear Judge Cole's collarbone broke in a garage. He stopped talking. For the first time in my life, my father had no ruling to deliver. I took it all to Madison Reyes's mother first. She deserved to hear it before the lawyers turned it into motions. Then the district attorney, then the reporter who'd once written that the judge's grief was a lesson in grace. There is no statute of limitations in this state for leaving the scene of a death. They reopened it. They cleared my brother's name on a Thursday, 9 years and 2 days after he confessed to a thing he didn't do, and 4 months after his heart stopped in a cell that was never meant for him. My father will stand where Eli stood. The name over the courthouse doors is being sanded away. None of it is enough, and all of it is right. I have Nora now. She's 9. She knows her father didn't do it. I made sure she learned that before she learned anything else about him. Sometimes she asks what he was like, and I tell her the truth I almost missed. That he was braver than the judge, braver than me, that he carried a lie heavy enough to break a stronger man. Because he loved a little girl he was only allowed to hold a handful of times. I just wish I'd opened one letter, just one, while he was alive, so that for a single Tuesday, my brother could have known that someone finally believed him.